Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. It's the 7th of the month, which means once again we're going to walk the market. And I think I'm going to go a little slower, maybe look a little deeper on a couple of these things that I'm more interested in. So I'm going to be opening some extra tabs here. We'll start off, of course, with our short-lived set boxes. Yes, not a lot more to say about these in the future. Of course, they've now been discontinued. There's a few that may get reprints from here on out. Kaldheim's always been interesting because it's performed pretty well for a set that was pretty much ho-hum in its own time. $130, man. Yeah, it just keeps moving up a little bit. Well, the market price is trailing the current ask price. So yeah, they aren't doing a lot of sales volume. That's how you can end up having such a difference between the market price and the current ask price of 130. Wow. Zendikar Rising set booster boxes. Finally, 109. Man, it's just taken forever to see any movement on these, and see again 103 here on the market price. So just something that doesn't sell that often. Interesting that it's already 120 up here, but I bet the sales velocity of this is very low. Yeah, about a half a box a day. Modern Horizons 2. Okay, 210. I mean, 210's not much higher than what you could buy that for while it was in print, and it has been out of print for a year now. I can't imagine how many boxes of this are kicking around. I need to do some more looks into the enemy fetch lands that were in this to really try and get an idea of how those are moving up. So for 210 already, 220. Wow, and then it's going to be a while. And I wonder how bad the velocity on this is. 2/3 of a box per day. AFR. Can you believe this? $120? What is happening? This is truly in the middle of Print to Oblivion era, and it's a standard set, and it was poorly received, and it's null bone or bust. Wow, $120. I'm genuinely shocked by that. I guess it's just been a while since I've opened this up and really looked inside on what the market depth is now. I wonder, actually, they just tell us the market depth. Current quantity in the market, 92 boxes. And in the last month, it sold 35? What is going on here? A box a day? There's 3 months of supply in the market? That's just about unbelievable. So, seeing that, I have to go take a look at Strixhaven. 117. What is even going on here? Here's how you know we are in a bull market. You're starting to see these old, unloved, printed to oblivion standard set boxes really start to take off. Wow. So the more recent good ones like Phyrexia, Lost Caverns, March of the Machine, and Wilds, those are already doing really well. Already in the 120s-ish. Let's see about this. Is this actually a cheap box? No, just high shipping tacked onto it. So this is 119 for the cheapest box out there. Market depth is 115 boxes. Sell-through is about a box a day. Wow. So it's really looking good for those. I mean, the newer boxes that were engineered better and the print runs had been cut, these 2023 boxes. So those are doing okay. And even the older boxes are starting to see some movement. Now, Streets will probably be the worst one left out there. $105. So even Streets has broken $100 at this point. Wow. 134 of them in the market. Were there any others we would be interested in? Brothers War is kind of that transitionary period. Crimson Vow set boxes have always been kind of weirdly high priced. I guess the initial print run just was not very big, and then they probably never reprinted it. We'll take a look at Neon Dynasty. I think this is a good one to be buying now, right about now. Yeah, 120. Not bad. A beloved set. So moving on, draft boxes. And, well, New Capenna is still $80. DU 92.5. Is Shieldred still in its second wave? There were several waves of that card spiking up really high and really driving a lot of box sales for the collectors, particularly since you get a real high concentration of rares and mythics in the collector boxes. 260 on Double Masters 2022 draft boxes. Yeah, 272 when you get in here. 276 on the market price. Again, one box a day. Yeah, that's fair. You gotta really look at this stuff and think, well, don't get too excited for market depth analysis in the short term. It's more of something where you can say, oh, by maybe the end of the year, maybe by the end of the year, we call this a $300 box. Black Friday is certainly going to push a lot of sales. It's also going to cannibalize sales between now and Black Friday from people like me holding off for the big discount. Kamigawa 108. Poor Crimson Vow, still $77. Unfinity, of course, the collector boxes of Unfinity have moved up a lot recently. They've broken over $200. The draft box is still just not doing it. Kaldheim. See, here's what I'm talking about. Kaldheim set boxes were 130. Draft boxes 110. That's respectable. Yeah. A lot of this stuff starting to move up. Don't tell me Zendikar Rising is actually 75. That's got to have a big shipping fee on it. Okay. 92.5 and 4 more. So 96.5 for the draft box. This is another one of those products where I just have to imagine the amount out there is unfathomable. If there's 200 listed on here right now, then yeah, compared to some of those other products. Commander Masters draft boxes. Such a tumultuous history on this product. The draft boxes, especially the set boxes. But $295. I know a lot of stores just had to sell to get out from under this stuff because it was so expensive and it crashed so hard when it came out. And then WotC didn't do anybody any favors. They were dumping the set boxes for $210 or $220. Man, I forget how many of those I bought, 10 or 15 of them. 95 in the market, half a box a day. Dominaria Remastered. Such a great product, and it was just a few weeks before Phyrexia, and sadly, it's as if this did not get the print run reductions that everything Phyrexia and beyond got in 2023. This was apparently the last of the way too high print run products. 120. I'll have to look back and see what I paid last Black Friday for this. I think I was paying something like $80 or $85 after the discounts for these boxes. I got several of them back then. At least you see a little bit of price action once you get out here a little ways. But, I don't know, there's a block of 50 boxes there. What's the sell-through rate? Yeah, well, 4 a day? Man. Yeah, so people are starting to take notice that the price is going up, I guess. Time Spiral. Poor old Time Spiral. Such a good box. True lottery cards in there. Several mythic slot foils that have no other foil version ever. 203. I'll tell you what. If these are still 203 on Black Friday, I'm going to buy these with the discounts. Because golly, could you imagine 160 after discounts on this product? It's ridiculous for this to be, boy, was this a 2021 product? Yeah, April of 21. Just wild stuff. How the market is swung around in these last couple of years. Now we're getting into a healthy bull market, not an unhealthy, hysterical bull market. Baldur's Gate draft 101. Modern Horizons 2 draft still stuck at the 190s. Yep, 190. Again, surprising, but I mean, we knew that this era was just print to oblivion. This was getting into late summer 2021 when this came out, right before AFR. Boy. I also just kind of wonder how well this product can do in the long run, just with the way WotC is power creeping modern. double feature. I still have a lot of conviction in this product in the long term. I don't know, I have about a dozen boxes for myself, some in a stack for my patrons. I forget what I'm selling them for. Isn't it like 150, 160? I wonder. I wonder if this has just moved up quite a bit recently. Yeah, 157. Oh, I see. It's another case of low sell-through rate, so the market price has not caught up yet. Yeah, that's what's happening. Sell-through rate a third of a box per day, 90 in the market. Phyrexia, $100. And then we get through the draft box era. Of course, before they bifurcated into draft and set boxes, they just called them booster boxes. They did not call them draft booster boxes. So if you're searching for them on TCG Player, that's what you need to look for. Play boxes. I guess it's good to see that the market is finally taking the price increases. Bloomborough 139, Outlaws 139, Duskmorn 137, Foundations 133. Yeah, you know, it stinks that the prices have gone up that much, but the market's finally adjusting to it and burning down enough of the old draft and set boxes to make these play boxes sell better. Modern Horizons 3, 204. This is still, I think this is still below wholesale. I swear the wholesale on this is like 208 or 210, something like that. 220 with shipping. Only one box there, and then 230. Yeah, see, this is what can be kind of deceiving about TCG Player. If you're only looking right here and you see 205 and you don't always come in and look at what's going on. So it was 205, but then it's an additional $15 shipping, and then that's only one box before it goes up another 10, and that's only 4 boxes before it goes up another 10. So yeah, so it looks like the market is burning through all the initial allocation of boxes that stores were selling at a loss, and now people are not reordering if they can't figure that they'll make money at least on the reorder. So it's finally constraining the market enough to bring the prices up. It's good to see. Maybe I'll go ahead and buy a couple of boxes of this on Black Friday. I don't have any yet. I bought a bunch of collector boxes of MH3 when it first came out. And murders. There was a time a few months ago where there was enough inverted EV in this product to make it worth opening. I ended up opening 8 or 10 boxes of it. Yeah, 113. I don't think there's going to be any inverted EV in this now. And 470 in the market. 2 a day sell-through rate. Wow. 470 boxes at 2 a day sell-through rate. You're looking at nearly a year to burn through this. And you know there's tons more of it, and it's a standard expansion in print. So, yeah. Maybe one day we can get back to the old ways where, you know, you wait for a standard product to go out of print, you wait a little longer, and then you finally put in your position on it. Looks like we may be getting close to that. Okay, so the rest is, let's go ahead and take a look there at Foundations while we're here. Yeah, 133. Nice. That's pretty surprising. I'm pretty sure over on eBay there are still sellers with it at 119 or 117. I've got a couple of them to show you here as we get further along. We'll visit some of the eBay dealers. So, collector boxes. My favorite collector boxes. So many of these I always want to look at. Dominaria United is finally maybe going to break $200 again. Wow. Okay, let me click through these first. Then I'll open more of them. 192? Yeah. This is kind of creeping up on us without us really noticing. I mean, 3 months ago it was 166 market, and now it's 192 at the lowest available. And then that jumps $10 after 2 boxes. So yeah, you know, it's going to eventually happen. This was maybe the worst offender of the early collector box era for just way too high of a print run and no value. Those early boxes, they lacked value. You know, they lacked good solid chase cards in them, but the print runs were lower. And then you got into this part of the collector box era where the print runs ballooned up and WotC hadn't realized, oh, we can put real chase value in these boxes. Bloomberg 250. Man, feels good. I've got some of these that I'll offer to my patrons at some point. Man, and not too many boxes, and it jumps up nearly to 270. Wow. Wonder if sell-through is still anything. 3 a day. 3 a day. Golly. So you could potentially be looking, 60 days to the end of the year. A little less, maybe 50 days to the end of the year. Burning through 150 boxes. Well, there are 100 in the market, so you're not burning through 150 because the price would rise too much and choke down the demand. But, wow. It's amazing what they've done. They finally fixed the print run problems. Here we are, 220. Infinity at 220. Merely 3 months ago, 167 market. And now the lowest is 220. Let's go back to 6 months. Where did it bottom? On the 6-month line, 150. Yep. TCG expansion life cycle. Goes out of print. Supply tightens and price goes up. Just amazing. How negative. I mean, even I'm negative on this set. Okay. I think unsets are dumb. I think if WotC is going to do them, they should be like a once per decade thing. And then don't even get me started on trying to force unset cards into competitive play. It's just dumb as hell. But, man, it's amazing what this has managed to do. Dominaria United. The Lost Legends Hysteria. Nearly retaken $200. And look at that again. 3 months ago, 170. Now, it's interesting here. Quite a few boxes backed up at this $200 point before it jumps over 210, 215, 220, and 230 pretty quick. What are we looking at its sell-through rate? 1 2/3 per day. Not bad. I sold a bunch of these. I think I did 2 sales of these for my patrons earlier this year. I think they were selling at, golly, 160 maybe at the time. Ravnica Remastered. My view on this set has changed a lot over time. When it first came out this January, I was comparing it a lot to Dominaria Remastered, and I kind of expected the print run sizes would be about the same. And we had not yet realized just how deeply WotC had cut the collector box print runs. And so, I showed that the initial sell-through rate of the collector boxes was about half of the rate that Dominaria Remastered's collector boxes had sold the previous year. And so at the time, I had expected there would be a lot more of these boxes out there. And since then, we got more clarity on print run sizes for collector boxes. We've seen that those have been trimmed heavily. We saw the serialized cards in these boxes being drawn at pretty high rates. I think these are going to turn into really great boxes in the long run, and 360 already is pretty great. So what do we have back here? 307. What about 6 months ago, bottoming at 286 market price? And quite a lot of boxes sitting around here. It may be a little while to clear through here and see much price appreciation. Only 2/3 of a box per month. So yeah, we may be looking at another 6 or 9 months to cross $400 on this product. Or it could be like Foundations, and it could really surprise us. Dominaria Remastered. I still think this is just going to do wonderful in the long term, given the cards in the set, the treatments, everything else. It'll be great. It's got to burn through the inventory, though, but it is going to do really well in the long run. I got a bunch of these last Black Friday. My recollection is 140, 150 kind of price range. I'll probably buy some more this year. Sell-through rate of 2 a day. Man. Very nice. Well, we might see some good price action on that much sooner. Okay, let's open some more of these. Universes Beyond, Fallout. I'll go ahead and take a look at MH2. Of course, Foundations. Kamigawa. We'll do that. Brothers War and Assassin's Creed aren't that interesting. DM22. Ooh, Outlaws already up to 210. Wilds. Yeah, we'll take a look at Strixhaven. Duskmorn. Of course, Doctor Who. That one's going to be great. Murders. Yeah, March of the Machine just isn't that interesting. Oh, of course, Phyrexia. Ixalan. Yeah, we'll give AFR a shot. And then we got to go to page 4 to grab Lord of the Rings. We'll grab those two. Okay, strap in. Fallout, $687. And 3 months ago, it was $509. Just hold tight to these boxes. Just hold them tight. Just wait. It's going to be like Lord of the Rings Special Edition. I mean, it's going to just keep running upwards faster than you can imagine. Wow. And what's the sell through? 1 a day. Modern Horizons 2. Yep, $350. That's pretty respectable. I think the first ones I bought of this were somewhere around $380, and then it fell down to the low 300s, and I bought a bunch. $340, $350, $360. And half box a day. Foundations. Now, man, I was talking just several days ago about how I expected not much more movement up from the 240s, and here we are at 293. Who would have seen this a month ago? When the consensus view, even my view, was this will be printed to oblivion because it's going to be in print 5 years. The underlying cards will be printed to oblivion, and that'll drag down the collector box values. And here we are, 293. Okay, 142 in the market. That's healthy. That's good. I mean, how long until release day? Another 8 days. 142 in the market, and you can't get a great snapshot off of this. We can divide it by 30 and say 60 boxes a day. Golly. I'm hoping that this week and in the next few days, as more and more stores get their physical shipments of this, more will come to market and the price will come back down. I cannot imagine a standard core set collector box doing this. It's just so wild. It shows you just how different everything is from 21 and 22. Kamigawa. Oh man, such a whiplash back and forth on this. I remember the night I bought it off of Rudy's sale for what? 208, 210, something like that. And then it shot up to like 270, 280, while the Hitasugu cards were selling up into the 2000s. The first time they really put a great chase in a collector box, and it really got everyone interested. 250s pretty soon. So let's see, these are Japanese boxes. Yeah, well, what's that, 257? So what is this top one? Oh, just some guy giving it away at 225. And then the next English box is 257. Okay. Well, so the market is a bit healthier. I swear my memory is this is whipsawed a lot. Golly, all the way down to 187. So at some point in its life, it had dropped $100. Double Masters 22. Yeah. The real problem with this is truly printed to oblivion. There is so much out there. At least 1 1/3 boxes per day. That's healthy. But there's just so much to chew through in the market. 250s, 260s. It'll move eventually, and there's some great cards in it. I mean, it is a master set collector box, but it's just going to take a while. And the other part is this was the first time they did that 4 booster pack nonsense instead of 12 booster packs in a collector box. And so it really just irks a lot of people. I was trying to sell some of these to a buddy of mine, and, he was kind of interested. And then he was like, 4 packs? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, He'd just rather buy something else. Outlaws, 210. Where did this bottom? 180s. Low 180s, and here we are at 210. Did you guys put in a position while it was cheap? This wasn't going to last forever in this era of collector box print runs. And here we are at 220. A mere 17 boxes away. And we're selling through at 2 a day. Yeah, so by the end of the year, 220, 230, somewhere around there. Much depends on just how wild the buying on Black Friday is. You know, last year, Black Friday 2023 was the bottom of the market. It was the final bottom before everything turned upwards. Everything was so oversold on Black Friday, and the deals were just preposterously good. There were so many things you could buy that you could just break for singles and sell profitably. It was unbelievable. 360 for Wilds of Eldraine. Another really great one. Man, so this is a 1-year-old standard collector box. And here we are at 360. When the wholesale price would have been what? 187, 192, something like that. And here we are at 360 a year later. 370. Yeah, maybe we see 400 by the end of the year. I'm very patient, so I can definitely wait to see 400 later on. 43 in the market and 1 a day. Strixhaven, 275. And up to 285 here. So there's 4 boxes at 275, and then we jump to 285. Looking good. 48 in the market. 1 a day. Very nice. You know, we see the movement on this, and it's sometimes easy to kind of forget, because you'll see, oh, Strixhaven, it's 230, and then a couple weeks later you notice it's 240, and you think, oh, that's close to 230, and a couple weeks later it's 250, and you think, oh, that's about 240, and your mind kind of forgets, like, oh, it's creeping upward over this time period, and then all of a sudden you really take a deeper look at it, and you see, oh my God, it's 280. Like, I remember when I was buying them off Amazon for 170. So it can kind of sneak up on you at times. Man, Duskmourn, 248. Wow. The most recent standard expansion collector box. Wholesaling in the 190s, and here we are at 248. Unbelievable. If you ever had any doubt that WotC has fixed the print run problems on collector boxes, 248, lots of boxes congregating around there. Yeah, so I would not expect to see much substantive price move through the end of the year on this. There are just a lot of boxes. The sell-through rate is pretty healthy, though, 7 a day. That's going to include a lot of early data, so I wonder if we actually jumped into the specific sales, if we would still be seeing 7 a day. So yesterday on the 6th, sold 3 boxes. Yeah, so yeah, this includes a lot of early, near release date sales. So yeah, it's going to slow down, and there are a glut of boxes here at the 250 mark. So I'm not expecting to see this do much before the end of the year. I also really don't expect it to decline. You know, we are in a healthier and healthier bull market. So, Doctor Who, 262. 270s, 280s, 300s. I still am very bullish on this. 2/3 of a box per day. Very, very bullish on this. And Murders. You know, I got some of that. Oh, right here. Right here. I just got it in today. So more of that. 285. $290. Sorry, $185. Then $200. Again, the bounce back of this product. Nearly 2 boxes a day sell-through rate. The bounce back, this was all the way in the 130s. Yep, 136 at post release, 136, and you could get them on eBay for that price too. So just seeing how this has bounced back to 185 already, $50 up if you were willing to buy them back then. I bought a couple back then. I think it was only like 2 or 3. Phyrexia. Huh. This is giving up a little bit. It was up in the, I swear it was in the 360s, making some sales. Yeah, so 2 items sold between 365 and 365. So yeah, it was actually selling in the 360s, and now we've drawn enough boxes back into the market to fight the price down. Yeah, there's a lot of people fighting it down. Wow. Okay. How many boxes in the market? 81. And moving 2 per day. I'd be shocked if this hit 400 by the end of the year. It's not a big deal if it doesn't. Again, I'm very patient. And my inventories are doing fine. Ixalan, 335. Watsy was dumping this on Amazon for so long. I can't imagine how many boxes they dumped out on Amazon. There we are, 375 after a couple dozen. Sell-through rate, 2/3 of a box per day. Yeah, it gets up into this price range and the buyers go away because it's getting too expensive. Forgotten Realms, 158. Yeah. 135 back here 6 months ago. It's going to be quite a while. Wow. Just so many boxes of this. 2 per day, though. It's interesting that people are buying them at a rate of 2 per day. That's just, it's wild. It's like, who does not already have this box? Or are people just buying them and opening them for fun? Because it's a cheap collector box to open? I can't imagine that. I mean, you think you buy something more recent and relevant? Baldur's Gate, 224. Golly. I opened so many of these boxes at 140, 141, something like that. I was buying them for, selling singles. And man, that is a big glut of boxes before the price moves up at all. 2 boxes per day. Gonna be a while still. Original Lord of the Rings collector box, formerly with the 1 of 1 ring, $630. Is this actually down a bit? Yeah, a little bit. Down about $50. But not a lot of boxes until it hits 700 again. 4 boxes between here and there. 47 sold in the last month and 47 in the market. Wild times. If you have one of these boxes listed up here, just raise the price. Just raise the price. Just raise it to like $1,000. It's going to take you an extra 1, 2, 3 months to sell it, but you'll get an extra $300. Just raise the price. That's my mantra. Just raise the price. $930, famously pulled back from that brief stint at 1,000, and a lot more boxes came to market, a lot more being 26. 23 sold in the last month. Last 3 months, 250. And that, again, this really just shows you how the demand curve slopes down. And as the price comes up, the demand goes away. Very few boxes till we're flirting with 1,000 again. In fact, 4. 4 boxes. Then we're back at $9.95. Okay, I think that's it for collector boxes. I'm going to look at Throne of Eldraine real quick. This was the original first collector box. $250. Okay, moving on. Flesh and Blood. I'll be brief on this one. The Hunted doesn't come out till late January. A little while to go with this. There's still a lot of Monarch, Tales of Aria, and Everfest in the market, so I don't expect to see much movement on those anytime soon. But the original 3 boxes, we're starting to see some movement. Of course, Arcane Rising has been above 100 for a while. We'll take Arcane Unlimited, Welcome to Wraith Unlimited, and Crucible Unlimited to look at real quick. Yep, 110. And pretty quick, we're at 135. Yep. So 6 more boxes and we're at 135. What's the sell through? Half box a day. So by the end of the year, I would expect we'll be at that 135. And then it's only one more box to 150 and one more box to 180. So the market is not very deep on this. Yeah, we literally have 8 boxes before the cheapest box is 180. And the price is 110 today. You know, if you had conviction, you could go in and you could just buy 3, 4, 5, 10 cheapest boxes, and it would push the whole market up. It would lure some more boxes onto the market. But man, these markets are getting so shallow on these old products. $82 for Welcome to Wraith Unlimited. $88 on the market. And oof, 1/3 of a box per day. Very low sell rate. This one's going to take a while. I think this one, I mean, we may still be looking at this next summer, waiting for it to break over $100. There's just so many boxes priced down here below 100. Here's the first one. So that's still $90 with $8 shipping. So that's $98. And here's 101. So just so many boxes, and the sell-through rate is already so slow. It's going to take a while longer on this one. And Crucible already at $80. And 2 boxes until it's $90. And 4 boxes till it's $100. Yep. And then 6 more boxes and it's $127. So I would probably not be surprised. Well, man, 7 boxes a month. Yeah, it might hit $100 before the end of the year. But again, I'm very patient. I bought all my boxes of this in the 50s and 60s. The more recent Flesh and Blood boxes, you know, they go through this kind of life cycle where they come out and then they bounce off of the map price that LSS tries to enforce. And then eventually the map pricing is expires. And then they fall below that for a while. There were some of these older ones. Let's see. Outsiders and Uprising. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Dynasty is a bit of an older one. Okay. I wouldn't expect to see any real movement on those for a good while. And I think the movement will be really slow when it gets here. So here we are, Scarlet and Violet Era. I finally just broke this up and used the set filter to look only at Scarlet and Violet Era stuff on this page. And then I have another page of Sword and Shield. Oh, Surging Sparks, 160. I guess it technically has come down in price, like $4. Yeah, and the sell-through rate has decreased quite a bit. Be interesting to see what's going to happen with this. Look at all these boxes backed up here in the 160s. And some big blocks, 58 here, 19. I think there's a small chance that when this goes into full release, that we see it drop $10 or $20. I don't know if I quite expected to just start jumping right back up and hit 200. I think that's a little less likely. I think we'll probably see a little bit of price relief, but not as much as people are hoping for. It's going to take a while to get a reprint of this into the market. Temporal Forces, 120. Stellar Crown, 110. Obsidian Flames, 128. Twilight Masquerade, 160. Are we actually seeing some relief on this? Nope. Top boxes, 160. So yeah. Original Scarlet and Violet base, 105. And Paldea Evolved, 140. Yeah, I would definitely be waiting for Surging Sparks reprint and spending this time buying Paldea Evolved instead. You know, you should go look at singles. Something you could do is you could take this filter like I've done, where you look at the various Scarlet and Violet era sets. And of course, it's 9 because it includes 151 and Shrouded Fable. And you could just set it to cards instead of sealed product. Or here where I'm searching for booster box, don't do that and instead choose cards. And then sort by value. And look at which expansions are really producing the highest valued cards so far. And Paldea Evolved is looking really good. So I think the boxes are really underpriced. Okay, Sword and Shield. Let me get a drink of tea. Fusion Strike, 232. And Chilling Reign, 229. Oh man. I'm just for kicks going to look at what the sell-through rate of these is. Wow. Over 3 a day on Fusion Strike. Wow. Of all of Reddit's terrible calls, calling for people not to buy Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign, actually managed to stand out as some of the worst. 2 a day on Chilling Reign at $236 for the lowest price box. This is still selling through 2 boxes a day. Amazing. I hope you stacked as deep as I did. And of course, Evolving Skies. Once we finally cleared that $700 hurdle, how it has spiked above it already, $880. Feels good. 880s, 900 soon, 6 boxes to 900. And then a mere 4 boxes to 1,000. Wow. And, you know, it's absolutely justified because the Moonbryon card is insanely rare. And when it grades, it is a lottery ticket. And so, you know, I remember people at $300, $400, $500 arguing that it couldn't last. The Moonbryon wasn't worth it. And, you know, back then you could get a PSA 10 Moonbryon for about $1,000. I haven't even looked at what it is now. What is the sell-through? 1 2/3 per day. Very nice. A lot of these sets, you know, the later ones, they got some heavy reprints later on. But all in all, Sword and Shield is doing very, very well. It just keeps that steady march of $1, $2, $3 per box per week upwards. And man, I bought so much of this when it was cheap in 2022 and 23. Okay, we'll move over to eBay, and I'm just going to go through 2 of these sellers here. So P Football Pete is maybe the biggest seller on eBay, of TCGs at least. So he's got some One Piece. Oh, only $159 for your Surging Sparks here. No quantity discount, though. Still lots of Silver Tempest out there. The fact that you can get ETBs shipped to you singly for $33. That tells you how much is out there. Shrouded Fable for $33. That's a good deal. Yep, $205 on Duskmorn instead of closer to $250 on TCG Player. Go clean them out. In fact, that's in the area where you can just buy them here, sell them over on TCG Player, and make money. I don't know what to think about this House of Horrors bundle. You know, it really didn't seem as special as the complete bundle, but complete bundles had a tumultuous history also. If you want something to buy for your nieces and nephews, buy this, the Paldea Adventure Chest. $29 is a really good price too. Paradox Rift boxes, 102. Charizard EX Super Premium Collection. You can get them cheaper. You can get them from about $54 from other dealers if you'll buy the 4-box case quantity on eBay. $125 for New Cabana. I really like this. Lord of the Rings set boxes for $154. I think that's going to do really well. And $600 for Stellar Crown case. Bloomborough $215 instead of the $250 over on TCG Player. You know, this is something that once in a while a patron will ask me about this. You know, why quote TCG Player when there are cheaper sources on eBay? And the reason is the sell-through rate on TCG Player does make it a legitimate market, even though it's higher priced. Because what we can see is that people are willing to pay $250 for Bloomborough. And so eventually P Football Pete and Flipside Gaming and some of these bigger dealers on eBay, they run out, and TCG Player doesn't run out. TCG Player is the refuge where you can still get boxes into the future, where the stuff that these guys on eBay sell, it's all the new stuff. Now, yeah, I know I say that as you can see some Pokemon Go on the screen, but for the most part, it's new stuff. You know, these people are dealing the newer product, and yeah, they have some old stock, but he's going to run out of Bloomborough, and he's probably never going to list anymore. So yes, these boxes are $35 cheaper today on eBay than they are on TCG Player, but they won't be here forever. But yes, buy them up. Only $120 for Outlaws Play boxes. So again, close to $20 cheaper than TCG Player. Ravnica Remastered Draft, so that's one that didn't come up. We'll have to go back over to TCG Player in a minute and look at Commander Master Set and Collectors, because those never come up correctly on the searches on TCG Player. We'll run back over there to get those. Obsidian Flame ETB case for $320. I think that's a great deal. Jumpstart boxes still out there for $79. These have been out of print for 2 years now. Golly, Jumpstart 22 came out 2 years ago. So yeah, this has been out of print for more than 2 years, and they're still $79. You know, I ought to contact this guy and just ask him, like, how many pallets do you have? Will you sell them all to me for, I don't know, $65 a box? And then just spend the rest of my life breaking them into singles to sell. Here you go, $179. So $30 cheaper than it is on TCG Player. This is pretty much the price everywhere. Watsy's been blowing these out on Amazon recently for actually the same price. But on Amazon, you can use your Prime credit card for 5% off, and then you can delay shipping for an extra 1% off. $360 for Modern Horizons 3 collectors. There are a lot of good prices on here. Yeah, this Modern Horizons 3 gift bundle, this is something that I had conversations with several patrons about. I just didn't know what to think about it. Watsy was selling it for $80 on Amazon for a long time. But, you know, it was about the same price on TCG Player, and there was just incredible depth to the market, just way too much depth. And I just kind of felt like it was probably a decent deal, but it was going to tie up money for way too long before I could move it. Bloomborough Play Boosters, $127. Shrouded Fable bundle cases for $350. These are a good price. $168 for 9 of these tins with lots of Sword and Shield era boosters in them. That's a really good deal. Ixalan set boosters, $114. Generally, the prices from this seller will be lower than TCG Player. But again, he eventually runs out and you don't get a restock. These ridiculous Lord of the Rings scene boxes. I expect at some point Kevin from Gone Rogue Games is just going to say, hey guys, what's up nerds? I bought 10 pallets of this for $3 per box. $230 for Commander Masters collector boxes. Wow. These were $205 over here, I think, from this dealer until just recently. $230. Let's jump back while we're thinking about it. Let me put another window open here. And we'll go Commander Masters. Collector booster box. $248 over here. Okay, so $20 cheaper on eBay. You know, eBay would get a lot more sales if they could figure out a way, after nearly 30 years of operation, to list all the sales of the same product on one page, the way TCG Player does. And that's a lot of the reason why eBay is a much more inefficient market, is you really do have to do a bit of searching to figure out, is this the lowest priced version of this product on this platform? 210 for Modern Horizons 3. Star Wars, don't invest in this. Kamigawa, this is the single boosters for 30 bucks. That's a really bad price. Foundations, 130. Huh, I thought it was 117. I think Flipside still has it for 117. We'll look at them in a minute. Double Masters, 22 collectors, single booster for 70 bucks. And then they have some auctions. So you have to watch because this seller will put up some auctions further down. What is this? $50, $60 each. I think there's still cheaper other sources. 4 of these. So what's that come to? 27? No, closer to 30. Okay, let's go over to Flipside. Yeah, Foundations 118. There you go. Play box of Foundations for 118. That is very close to distributor pricing. More Lord of the Rings set, 155. Very good. Surging Sparks, box plus ETB for 184. That's almost a really nice price. Almost. I mean, if you base it off of this price for an ETB, which you shouldn't, it's a really good price. But yeah, that's pretty decent. Bloomborough Play. Wild Set Boxes, 112 with discount if you buy more. Booster packs for Halloween. Get the kids addicted early. Duskmorn Play, 130. That's fair. Lorcana, 114 for Ixalan set. Dominaria Remastered, 117. That may be the best price out there right now. 120 for Kamigawa set. Oh, you get you a Zelda sword for 200 bucks. This dealer has a lot more toys and hobby supplies mixed in. 145 for AFR collectors. Jumpstart 22, 93 bucks with a discount. That's close to being worth opening. Baldur's Gate set boxes, stay away from those. 210 for Brothers War, not bad. I think I'm still selling them to my patrons for 205, I believe. And 400 for a Surging Sparks ETB case. Miniatures, Assassin's Creed, okay. What's this? Scarlet and Violet base case, 605. Probably not a great deal. I think you can get it cheaper elsewhere. So yeah, lots of great stuff in the market. It's great to see the market moving forward and making progress. You know, seeing some prices finally rise. Seeing some of these old boxes from the Print to Oblivion eras of 21 and 22 finally start to have a day in the sun. Infinity? Who would have guessed? Kaldheim we saw was doing well too. So yeah, Dominaria United almost at 200 bucks. So many of these boxes that we were all so pessimistic over for long enough. Finally, the TCG expansion life cycle has fixed it. Finally, the inventories have started tightening up enough to start bringing the prices up. And, you know, eventually, even Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt will get there. Eventually. Maybe a while longer. You know, I'm going to think a lot about buying some Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt collector boxes on Black Friday. I'm going to think a lot about that. You know, if you could get these 20% off, close to 20% off on Black Friday. Yeah, 134. And you take 27 bucks off of that. Not bad. 108, 109, something like that. Don't try to do math on air. But yeah, 109. Let's even say it was 110 for this box. What's the downside risk? Well, the only downside risk is it just takes longer for the price to come back. And here we are bottoming back here at 107 headline. So 6 months ago. Might be a good bet at some point. I'll think about it. I'm going to keep doing this every 7th of the month. It's interesting. It gets me to really think about things differently when I talk out loud for an hour about prices in the market. I look through prices every day, at least on some things, even if it's nothing more than just coming over to the collector box page here and just scrolling it to get a vague idea of what prices are doing. But it really helps to kind of put your mind in the mode of looking at this stuff and taking a walk through the entire market once in a while, just to kind of recalibrate your mental expectation of where prices are for everything. So thanks for coming along, everyone. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.